Triple bison jam!
I love Wyoming.
We're Stephen and Andy, caffeinated travel couple on a mission to see all 50 states. Join us on our epic road trip to see the U.S. in our camper van Ace.
Let's go! We didn't really know what to expect from Wyoming. Other than the national parks we were thrilled to finally be visiting.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
It turns out it was full of incredible surprises.
Freaking Earth, man.
Starting with a fascinating detour, thanks to signs we spotted along the road.
We love to check out historic markers and different scenic pull-offs and things as we drive. And today, as we're making our way up to our campsite, we saw a sign for the Sacajawea gravesite. Something I didn't even consider we might come across, so it's kind of cool. This whole cemetery is named for her. We're gonna see if we can find the actual site where she's buried. There's some very old graves in here. Wow, their name isn't even on it, but it says they died February 3rd, 1930 something? I can't even really make it out. Also, I hear some bells or something in the distance that sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. Hey guys, future Andy, somewhere along Route 66 in New Mexico, but that's for a future vlog. I just wanted to interject real quick because we are showing you a national park in this video. And in fact, we're gonna be showing one in next week's video as well. And if you saw our Michigan vlog, then you know that that can be problematic. However, we're not allowed to film for commercial purposes in national parks, which is why we decided, since the national parks themselves were the vast majority of our experience in these two states, we were going to just demonetize these videos. The fact is, we make so little on YouTube anyway. Just for full disclosure, we make probably about $50 a month, and that's on all of our videos in total, and most of that still comes from our Alaska videos from a couple of years back. So this really isn't for money-making purposes, which is why we don't mind turning off monetization for these videos. We really just want to share this with you. So we are making these just for the personal use of sharing our experience with you all, encouraging you all to get out, take more road trips, see more national parks and other natural lands around the United States, and we'll get back to making money sometime later. Because right now, Wyoming's about to blow your mind. We came here specifically to hike Moose Pond Trail. We read about it online and we mapped it, so we thought we knew where we were going, but it's not marked on any of the official Grand Teton National Park maps. And once we got there, we couldn't find it in the parking area. So we took our chances and went up one of the trailheads, thinking maybe it would split off and take us where we wanted to go. Turns out, we were right. Thank goodness we found it. Now let's hope we see moose. I'm whispering. I don't really think it could hear us from up here, but whoa. We came for moose, and we got a moose. We're gonna move down and see if we can get a closer look. I'm so stoked right now.
Another thing we were excited to see were some waterfalls.
Finally, some waterfall. I thought we finally made it, and it turns out it goes way up there. Still going. The two main things we wanted to see here in Grand Teton National Park were Moose Pond, which certainly delivered.
Absolutely, as advertised.
And Hidden Falls, which were pretty hidden actually.
Also as advertised.
But a lot of people managed to find them. The Moose Pond Trail is not very well marked, and it doesn't appear on any of the maps that the park gives you. So that's when you're gonna have to find yourself by actually parking at the Lupine something trailhead. I'll put it on the screen because I just don't remember right now. Start there. You go into the woods, and then after you go up a trail for just a short way, you'll start to see it split off. You want to go to the left as if you're going to Hidden Falls. Then keep your eyes peeled because a little ways up, you'll see an offshoot to your left and a very small sign, kind of low to the ground.
Yep.
That is for Moose Pond. It's clearly marked at that point, but you gotta find that far before you actually find it. Take that, it's a very short distance to the pond itself, and that is where you'll see the moose. We made it back in about 3 hours, all in. So not that bad, but we didn't take a snack with us because we didn't want to attract bears. Stupid move. I'm starving. We're gonna make some lunch before we head out. Well, I hope it starts with olive oil because I'm putting some in the pan. I cook first and read directions after. This isn't exactly the right way to make this stuff, but how we do it in a van. One-pot meals make a lot easier dishes. So we're just doing a half day here. It's a real quick trip. Definitely not doing the park justice, but we gotta get up to Yellowstone. We just went into the visitor center here at Yellowstone to get our magnet for Wyoming. We didn't end up finding that, but we did find a t-shirt that's pretty bomb. And we got an incredible lesson on how to use bear spray, where to spot bears around here, and also a hot tip that we might see an aurora borealis tonight. I mean, that thing is just forcing out the steam. I've never seen anything like that. Check that out. The ground is literally boiling. It would actually be deadly to go off the path here because the pools and the waters and grounds are so hot that it does actually kill some people and animals every single year. This is just a small one, but you can see it boiling. Look at how clear it is.
The amazing thing is this isn't even an eruption.
You guys, there's just a bison over here. Look at that! Stop the car. Holy moly. We're just driving along and I see this thing up on the side of the road and I'm like, oh, there's a lump that looks kind of like a bison shape. And then Steven's like, no, that's actually a bison. I just saw it move.
Really, the big draw with Old Faithful is that it's the most predictable and the most frequent. It's kind of like when you go to see a cover band, it's that one classic rock song that you gotta hear when you're there.
It's not necessarily the best song,
Right.
or the one you're the
Yeah.
most excited to hear, but it just doesn't feel complete if you haven't heard it. We forgot to check what time it goes off, so we're just gonna hang out here with all these other people and enjoy the wait. We got a second geyser going off in the background there. 2 for 1. It's official. Geysers are better than waterfalls. Planning your escape route?
Yes, I'm taking note of those trees by which I will climb if need be.
It's not exactly the bison jam we've been hoping for, but it's always cool.
This little booger's been charging people this week, so.
Oh, that's
He's
good
a young
to know.
one.
She just said that he's been charging people this week. Yikes.
So we decided to come here in September for 2 reasons. One, We wanted to come after school was back in session to hopefully avoid all of the crowds. Surprisingly, there are tons of people still here. We found that yesterday at Grand Teton as well. The other reason we wanted to come in September is because it's right before the end of the season when things start to close and the temperatures start to cool down, which means the animals get more active. We want as many animal sightings as possible while we're here, so this was the time for us. It really stinks like sulfur here.
Skincare?
Just getting my facial for the day.
Note to self, a geyser is a guy, and a geyser is a hot spring that might erupt occasionally. I keep getting it wrong. We want to see this one, Grand. I don't know why, but it just seems more impressive, like it's got more potential. I think that was better than Old Faithful.
Oh, big time.
That was so worth it. This one erupts every 7 hours, so I feel pretty lucky that we caught it. As you can see, it's getting quite busy here now. It is right around lunchtime. Oh, Old Faithful is going off again. We found this yesterday in Grand Teton as well. If you want the best experience with the fewest crowds, come early, because it seems like 11 a.m. on is when it really starts to get crowded. Honestly, it's not that bad though. It's a big open space. We haven't had issues with the crowds at all. Everybody's very courteous. Everyone makes sure that you can get your photos or your videos and stuff. So it's been really nice, regardless of all the people here. They haven't detracted from the experience at all. We scored a spot. Yes. We've driven about 6 miles, maybe not quite, north of Old Faithful to another area of the park, which is absolutely gorgeous. What we're here for is Grand Prismatic Spring, which, from what I hear, is best seen in the middle of the day. So it's about 12:30 right now, so I think we should be just on time. The reason for it being that hour specifically is because the sun is directly above, and this is supposed to be one of the most colorful springs in the park. And with the sunlight directly above, that is the way the color is best viewed. So we're gonna go see if we can spot some colorful spring. I can feel how warm it is. It's really nice. The water is so blue and yet crystal clear and also bubbling. Oh my God, the colors. This is the thing to see here. We almost just fell. It's such a cool contrast between the cold wind and then the warm steam. This is freaking unreal. I've just never seen anything like this before. Oregon may be the prettiest state, but Wyoming is a very close second and is by far the most interesting and diverse.
If Yellowstone's not already on your travel wish list, put it on there now and move it straight to the top.
Yeah, we are huge fans. This place is just special.
We found a great spot to stop and make some coffee where there was a herd of bison across the road. We felt totally safe, but things got scary quick for the herd of spectators on the other side.
Wow, they are moving fast towards the people now. They're going straight towards the people.
I see some people lagging behind.
Not smart.
Going right for all these people.
Whoa.
Oh, it's running.
Oh, sh**. People better fucking
Couple of them
clear
are.
out. Oh my God, they're totally running at the people. Oh my God, I hope the cars are okay.
Wow, I mean, that one is like galloping.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's charging.
Oh my God, somebody's gonna have a huge dent in their car if they manage to get that car. Look at those guys now, they're running away.
They are worked up.
Wow. I am glad we're all the way over here to see this. This is a little bit risky because those bison are actually right where we need to drive through. So we are not gonna stop, although I have a feeling we are just because of traffic. But we are gonna drive kind of through that way, and hopefully they're not in the road or on the road and everybody made it away from there safely. But we're gonna find out pretty quickly here because we are very close. Oh wow, there's another one running straight for the road. They are in the road.
Yeah.
Oh, they're running.
Running across the road.
A lot of people are driving away, but some people are just stupidly standing by their cars and watching.
Oh, this one's going back.
One of them's
Yikes.
Oh, two of them. Three. Oh gosh.
4.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
I wonder what made them suddenly
5.
turn around and run back. There's more.
Person running back across the street. Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah, so these guys were scuffling amongst themselves a very safe distance away from where all the people were standing. And then all of a sudden, it's like they just turned their rage on the people that were standing there watching them and just started charging in that direction. Thankfully, I think all the people got out of there pretty quickly. I mean, we did see everyone turn around and kind of hightail it, but wow. I think there are babies there. I wonder if they're protecting the babies. I see at least one little one in there. Oh, there are definitely babies in the herd. I have a feeling, based on what we heard from that ranger earlier, I have a feeling these are women and young. I am so regretting not investing in better gear and a longer lens before we came out here, but all of our money this year had to go into the van. So that's what got us here. I'm glad we're here to see it, and hopefully by the time we get around to next year's adventures, we'll have that investment made and we'll be able to get much better footage of the things that we encounter. We won't be back here, but we do have some big, awesome plans for next year too. So keep your fingers crossed, and if you want to see that happen, definitely tell your friends to subscribe and watch our channel, because if we can make some money off of this, that will go right into gear, I promise, and we will just work on making even better content for you. It made Steven pull over so fast. It was probably pretty dangerous, but it's because I just saw this out the window and it looks incredible. We have a bison jam.
Wow, look at them all. Holy cow.
Oh my god. I think we're gonna be here a minute. Look at how many. Oh my god, look at this. I am so excited. Oh my god, that was amazing. My Yellowstone experience is complete.
I'm speechless.
Wow, yesterday we saw a moose, today a bison jam. Yes! I am so grateful we caught that. Wow. I mean, that is why we were headed to Lamar Valley in the first place. I just expected we would have to get there. We're still 13 miles away, so who knows? Who knows what's to come? I don't want to get too optimistic here, but we have had some pretty good luck as far as the wildlife goes. Maybe we'll get our bear.
Yeah.
Double bison jam! Gosh. Triple bison jam! This one's on his own. Wow, that's huge. Oh my god.
That is a big one.
Can you believe all of those?
Oh my god.
I mean, those happened back to back to back. They were definitely separate, but I mean, in a matter of how many minutes?
Not even 10.
We would go just a little bit further down the road, and then there would be another one. And then we go a little further more down the road, and far enough where you couldn't see it coming when you're at the previous one. But wow, I mean,
within a mile.
yeah, at most. Lamar Valley is where it's at for the bison. Really shaggy dick. And in case we didn't already mention, we have seen a ton of antelope throughout Wyoming, not just here in the park. In fact, we saw more outside of the parks, I think, than we did in the park, just to give us a little bit of balance, something we're not so afraid of. But gosh, those antelope are gorgeous. It is a cold, rainy morning for our last day in Yellowstone, but we don't mind at all because yesterday was freaking epic. And also, it was supposed to start raining yesterday in the early afternoon, and the day totally held out for us. So we were able to spend a full day driving around the park, seeing all the awesomeness we could possibly take in. But we're gonna keep trying today. I don't expect it to match and certainly not exceed yesterday, but I think honestly just one more day enjoying all of this beautiful scenery and maybe a little wildlife too could be a really nice, chill way to wrap up our time here in Yellowstone and Wyoming. We thought we had a bear in the water there. It was so exciting, but it turns out it's a bison, which, I mean, it's just so silly that I'm like, oh, it's just a bison at this point, because a week ago, that would have been just as exciting. But, I mean, we got our bison jams yesterday, and now it's like, we just want bears and elk. This is Teton Valley behind us, and it turns out that that animal that we saw in the water, which ended up being a bison, is a bull. He's made his way up now to the herd, and that's mostly females over there. So he is checking each one out to see if she might be ready to make a calf, aka to see if she's in heat.
Well, the rain cleared up and it turned out to be another gorgeous day. It is a bit chilly, but this is going to be the perfect weather for us to finish out our stay in Yellowstone. Did you know there's a Grand Canyon in Yellowstone?
We didn't either until just a few days ago. This is Artist's Point, and it's a short walk from a parking lot right on the south rim of the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Look at those amazing views. That is quite the impressive waterfall.
So just like the Grand Canyon in Arizona, there's a river running through here, and you can see all the different colors of the rock. This park just has so much to see and do. It never ends. Everywhere you go, there's something completely different. It's like the menu at Jerry's Deli. Angelinos, you'll get that one.
It's a moose! Oh my gosh, we were just driving along and we both saw the moose right off the road. I had to go a little bit further down, find a turnaround, and whip back in order to get back in time to see it, at which point there were a bunch of cars stopped, lots of people watching, but wow, that was so cool. By the way, you might notice that it was not raining at all when we were filming the moose. That was only about maybe, what, 2 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Now, not only is it raining, but we've got hail bouncing off the car and off the street. This is just wild here. Everything changes all the time, but it's so cool. I just crashed Ace. Backed right into a stone wall.
I wouldn't say crash. That's a little dramatic.
I bumped Ace into a stone wall. These things happen when you're trying to turn around quickly to see if that was a bear or a tree stump that you just saw. In our case, I'm pretty sure it was just a tree stump. Now, we're in the town of Mammoth, which is at the north entrance of the park, which means that once we leave here, we are done with Yellowstone, but it also means that we will be in Montana, which is our next vlog. But we're not done yet, because we're gonna hang out here for a couple of things. We have some high hopes for closing this one out.
Once again, it just keeps giving.
Even in the rain and cold, this place is just beautiful.
Just the colors and the textures are just so amazing.
I was just wondering what all these minerals were that make all these different colors, but it turns out they're thermophiles. Those are living microorganisms, bacteria for the most part, I think. And different ones survive on different amounts of sunlight or shade or gases from the hot springs or lack thereof. And each one, depending on what it survives on, creates different blocks of color there. It's such a weird and wild thing because it really does look like minerals. But that is living back there.
Freaking Earth, man.
Nature. What the actual heck? Well, we came here hoping to see elk. Oh, that one's about to charge. That one does not look happy. Wow, we were just looking for the visitor center and parking. Oh, look at that one. He's got his horns going into the ground. It's like he is getting ready for battle.
Wow, he's kicking his hoof.
This thing's just in the freaking middle of the town. So one of the awesome things about this park is that there are so many places to park, to pull off the roads. You don't even have to go a quarter mile between pull-offs on the roads here. They're so frequent because they know people are going to want to stop to see the wildlife. So don't be one of those people who slows down and or stops in the middle of the road. It's not good for the wildlife, it's not safe for you as a driver, and it's really just creating bad traffic situations. If you think that there's some wildlife you want to see, find the nearest proper place to pull over and stop your vehicle. Then if it's safe to get out and walk back to where you saw the wildlife, go ahead and do that, or view it from inside your car. But just be practical. I can't believe how many of these idiots are out of their cars and getting closer. It's currently rutting season, which is their mating season. And we were really lucky. Last night, we got to see one up on a hill. It was just after sunset, so it was kind of dark and it was far away. So that was, unfortunately another case where I really wish we had better gear and a longer lens so that we could have gotten some really cool footage of that elk on the hill because it was making the most incredible sound. And we could hear another one off in the distance calling back. Can you believe the sounds these things are making? It's like Halloween. It was such a cool thing. Unfortunately, it just didn't really translate well on the camera and the gear that we have. So they are definitely in their mating mode, and that means that they are aggressive. So all of these people getting out of their vehicles, walking up closer to them, especially where that buck is, that just does not seem like a smart move to me at all. Wyoming. Well, this is definitely how we had hoped to close out our Yellowstone visit.
Absolutely.
We were hearing the last couple of days that up here in Mammoth there was some increased elk activity, and they weren't kidding. We were really hoping we would see it on our way out, and once again Yellowstone has delivered. After this, we are on our way up to Montana. Of course, we're going to Glacier National Park because, hello, I'm so excited to see how that turns out now. But you guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.